single baby.
Oh no!
Oh, Tom. That's disgusting. You love you some yogurts, apparently.
Mm. Sorry.
Hello, guys, and welcome to this week's Zero Hour.
Hello. Sorry. I might be coughing a lot during this and eating yogurt or
Yeah,
I've got a quite bad throat today.
I'm gonna be drinking some tea because I got a terrible night's sleep, and yeah, so we're both gonna be sort of munching and drinking, but
It's gonna be a relaxed sort of on the fly podcast.
ting.
Yeah, we've actually Zach's been prepared this time and he's got some topics he wants to talk
I
about.
have a topic, but it's a big one.
Oh, is
It
it?
could last a while, but I don't want to start off with that because I think it's gonna be something that gets a lot of different opinions and a lot of different thoughts. So I kind of want to wait until there's a few more people in the chat
Okay, that makes sense.
before I do that. But there's gonna be a few people in the chat, I think. Hopefully,
A few people.
maybe one or two, maybe. I
Well,
don't know.
I guess I should probably start off then.
Yeah.
I said in the last podcast that I'll talk about my little night out, and unfortunately, I haven't actually been because I was a bit ill. That's why my throat's a bit knackered as well. So I haven't
see.
been. So nothing's really gone on in the whole Tom
Clubbing
world.
scene.
Yeah,
Tom,
so enjoyed it,
the
though.
mad raver. I can
was
just
so
imagine
good.
you. I can imagine you in like neon pink, like leg warmers, and like fishnet gloves,
Mm.
and like I can imagine.
Headband.
Yeah,
You know, I know what you're thinking of. Black, sort of like what do they call them? Like, really? What are they?
sweatbands.
Leg bands?
What leg warmers? The one like the big furry
Yeah.
things that the girls put on their legs. Yeah, keeps their legs warm.
One of them as well.
Yeah, in pink, like neon pink.
Oh, and some fluorescent green as well.
Yeah, you'd look wow.
That would look amazing. I've got quite
You'd
a
look
nice
interesting, that's for sure.
I got a sweet ass.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh God.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't have anything to talk about on that front. I've read a lot of the comments that you guys have been putting on the whole YouTube thing, and apparently you want some more real talks.
Real talk, yo.
I have no issue whatsoever with talking about any of my life because it's my life. I mean,
Lay it all bare.
it's just open. I'm a very open person. I don't know how Zach's. I don't know what you're like with that, Zach. I don't know whether you're comfortable about talking.
Certain things, yes. Depends. I think it all depends.
Well, I'm completely open. If
Yeah. I know you are.
oh, this is like a fucking gay podcast.
Oh, I know. It started off
So
pretty.
many innuendos.
Oh
But
dear.
in this episode, I'll sort of talk about things that I think I'll talk about life.
I'll just jump in with anything that I might have to add, really.
Yeah,
That's-
we'll
that's
save
my
yours
kind of
for the end.
contribution.
If yours is going to be quite a big topic then.
Yeah.
But to start
Sure.
off, I guess, life,
Life.
Zach,
Okay. What about life? There's a lot to it.
life and death.
Okay.
Obviously, everyone probably by now knows about all my philosophical needs and stuff.
Needs. You're such a
are
needy
you-
person, Tom.
It's just like this is something I always think about. I always think about that. But we'll start with the topic of death. Let's start it off really nice. Let's start with death.
Beautiful.
Death has been something I have thought about ever since primary school, and it's followed me through secondary school, college, and all that. And it's something I never stop thinking about, and it's something that always crops up before I am. Excuse me.
Oh God, Tom.
It's something I always think about before going to bed. Little fact. I always used to say goodnight to people before going to bed because if I never woke up, then I'd feel bad.
Right.
But-
You wouldn't feel bad in the afterlife for not saying goodnight,
Well,
basically.
no, it's a bit of a dick move though, isn't it? Like not saying goodbye before you sort of clock out.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, surely you'd do that anyway.
Someone just said, "Whom is talking?" But it's I, Tom. I think people can't really understand because I've got a bit of a croaky voice.
I don't
I
know.
apologize for the burp as well. I think you just lost a viewer from that.
Lost 6.
Lost 6 viewers. Yeah, I'll think about that every time I go to bed because the whole concept of like death to me is just fucking fascinating. I love to hate it because obviously no one can know what's in the afterlife, and
Yeah.
you can only really have your own beliefs. Really, the way I believe about what I believe about death is that I like to hope that there's something else, but I'm very, very skeptical.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's no way to know, and I'm not a religious person. I'd probably say I'm an agnostic. I'm not really that
Yeah.
sure. There
Like, you
could be
think there may
something.
be some other entity or some extra out of this world sort of force,
Yeah, I mean,
but not
it has to
sure.
be, right? There's got to be at least something, a sort of God figure.
Right.
I'm not siding with any religion in a sense, but there has to be something like that
Okay.
because obviously with the whole Big Bang theory, it's everything came together, big boom, and then everything was created. But what caused the Big Bang? And what caused the thing that caused the Big Bang? Fuck no, I forgot about
We must go deeper.
this.
Well,
Inception.
it's
Play the Inception noise, Zach. Wah. You've got to put that over this, okay?
sure,
Okay.
but
Wah.
not. See, I
After
don't
this.
know. I'm a
Wait.
bit different. I don't like believe in anything really at all.
Really?
I don't believe there's any extra terrestrial force.
Nothing.
No,
What? Why not?
I just don't. I just think it can't be. In my opinion, I believe the scientific version of events.
Well, I guess both of them are. Oh, excuse me. I guess both of them are quite.
Popular.
Well, no. But you know, you can either fall one side of it, really.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there's varying different degrees. I mean, on the scientific side, you believe in the scientific version, or if you fall to the sort of more agnostic religious side, you believe in it to varying degrees. There's a wider spectrum on that side, I
And the
believe.
whole, yeah, and the whole like scientific approach now is sort of completely opened up because we've obviously got more more technology, more power, and we've got things like telescopes, and we can actually have a look, see, oh, there's stars and shit. Very well put, Tom.
The thing is, though, you can see very clearly that the universe is expanding.
Yeah,
And if the universe wasn't expanding, there would be no grounds to base the Big Bang theory on. And no, it is still a theory. There is no concrete evidence. But the thing is, the evidence that the universe is expanding in all directions clearly shows that it did originate in one centralized point.
oh, does it make you feel small talking about this?
A little
It
bit.
makes me feel so small because no matter like any actions I do will be forgotten. That's how I feel about sort of the universe and life and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think there's so much out there that we don't even know. I mean, the universe is mind-bogglingly huge. The fact that people don't believe that aliens exist, I think, is rather naive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There is other life forms out there. Well, you can't say for certain because there's no evidence of that. But I mean, the probability of it is massive. It's huge. But I think, as I was saying about the universe expanding, the big question is what happens when it stops expanding, because the expansion is slowing down. There's three theories as to what happens when the expansion stops. Does it stop and stay as it is? Does it start to contract and then, it expands and then retracts into one centralized point again, and then to repeat all over again? Or does it just expand indefinitely, I think?
There's
Yeah.
too many theories.
There's so much.
It's so much. My mind is hungry for knowledge. That's what I think. But no, following on with the whole alien idea, I think that people are skeptical over aliens, which are very stereotypical aliens, like the big heads, big black eyes, and all that.
That's how it's
I think
painted in like sort of film and media, isn't it?
Yeah.
The actual truth is far from that. I mean, alien life can literally be, I don't know, some small animal or something. It doesn't have to be developed like humans.
It could be like a hedgehog with 3 eyes.
Their sort of way of developing, in another atmosphere could totally be different. I mean, they might not even look humanoid at all.
Yeah, Zach, I feel we may have started some sort of controversy between religion and science. Just to quickly sweep that under the rug. I'm not saying religion isn't true. I'm not saying that science is true. Nothing like that. You can have your own beliefs if you believe that. Fair enough. I don't have any problem whatsoever with religion, and I think you're like that as well, Zach. Some of the extremists can go a bit too far, let's say.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, I think it depends a lot. I mean, I personally, right, if I know someone who is religious, I wouldn't like judge them for it. I wouldn't treat them any differently. In my opinion, everyone is equal, but and everyone's free to believe what they like. Though my beliefs, my personal beliefs, is that there isn't any God or anything like that.
I'm still on the fence about that one. I'm on the fence of the whole, godlike being, not the whole religion aspect though.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's fascinating.
Well, I just think that, like as Handcake said, if there was such a thing as a super powerful force that had the ability to create life at such complexity, and you have to, remember just how complex life is. I mean, if there was something that created that by design, they would have been so knowledgeable, and they would have had so much. I can't even describe it, but the actual complexity of like even the metabolic like systems in the human being is so complex. If that was possible for them to design that, then why would they allow other things like disease to exist? Do you know what I mean? If they were creating a perfect world, how did it become imperfect?
Well, everything's got to die. I do believe in that. If everyone stayed alive, then I think in estimate of the death toll, I think it's
of course, billion. Yeah, of course, like life and death. Everyone who lives is going to die. Every creature that lives is going to die. But why cut life short? Why?
Or like having a baby who's got that really old aging disease.
Yeah, like anything like that. I mean, why would that exist if there was some all-powerful being that created life in the first place?
I think that's a sort of roll of the dice, really. Sometimes shit goes wrong, right? Nothing's perfect.
Yeah, but do you see where I'm coming from?
I see where you're coming from. Maybe, I don't know. It could be a way to sort of mask that there's something out there controlling us, in a way.
That sounds very conspiracy theorist.
Oh my god, Illuminati. This yogurt is by the Illuminati. Fucking banana flakes! Get out of here!
Is it a corner?
It's a corner banana chocolate flakes.
I love that
banana yogurt with milk chocolate coated cornflakes. That is the nicest one.
They are the best. I love the little ones with the chocolate and the little vanilla balls as well.
You see, this is what makes me think that God does exist. He invented chocolate. He was like, let there be light and chocolate.
And bacon.
Like, TY, thank you. And bacon. Bacon chocolate.
Bacon chocolate. No, I've not, but I've had Jack Daniel's glazed bacon before.
That sounds horrific.
It was pretty gnarly.
Yes, he did. As Handcake just said, he didn't invent chocolate. Yes, he did. I guess everything would be his invention. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
My god, this is so fucking deep.
We must go deeper.
Please play the Inception noise again. What I was gonna say as well. Oh yeah. So when I was in bed and used to think about death, I used to think that. Well, I used to be quite optimistic. I used to think that we obviously had life outside death, but
right.
on those old stormy nights where I used to get so depressed and stuff, I used to think that you just died and you just sort of seen black, and but you're still sort of conscious of yourself.
Right.
So basically, you just close like if you just closed your eyes and you heard nothing except for your own thoughts. If you bet like if you were dead, really, that's how I would imagine you to be dead.
Yeah.
For some reason, I still imagined you with a conscience, which is weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's odd. Again, personally, I don't think there is anything after death. I think you die and that's it. But no, the thing is though, nobody can tell us what happens after death because they're dead. You're never gonna know. There is no possible way. But I mean, there has been. I think I remember seeing like a study where people have died and their weight has been decreased or something.
Zach,
What, Tom?
what about
Tom?
what about if this is a sort of afterlife? If we've already died?
Yeah. Well, what do we know? That's the thing.
Yeah. What do we fucking know? Banana flakes, though.
Banana flakes. Well, I think, as Ritesh just said in the chat, believing in God gives more purpose to life. But if you don't believe, then you have to be smarter about life. Well, I think religion, in my opinion, was created in order to control population and to give a set of morals to live by. And I think when you look at, for instance, books like the Bible, the Quran, etc., I think those standards are very almost outdated, I would say, in modern times.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of created in a sense to say, hey, this is probably how you should live. It's like a guidebook of the morals and ethics that you should have in order to create a better society.
It's like that with every book, yeah. Like you have the whole Ten Commandments and stuff.
Well,
You shouldn't do this, you should do that to sort of have the best life for everyone, really.
yeah. I think it's like a guideline, but in my opinion, I think the more that we go on and the more educated people become and the more that people can form their own opinions, the less they'll actually need to rely on this book to sort of, or any sort of religion to tell them how to live or what they should do, what's right and wrong. Because the more educated people become, the more they can think independently and for themselves, and the more they can work that out in a natural course.
I don't know whether that'd be the best for everyone though, because just say if somehow we did prove that there was nothing after life and you just literally died and that's it, your life force just sort of went and that was it, you just sort of sparked out, people would still, I think, still cling to religion as a sort of safety blanket, like, oh no, this is still real, I don't care if that's even been proven. It's a safety blanket. I've always said that with whole
Maybe.
religious
I mean, I can understand why people sort of turn to religion when times are hard, because it's like a support for them. It supports them and it helps them to come to terms with what's going on. I think for some people, personal opinion on that one. But I think if you are in a situation that's bad, then turning to religion is opening yourself up to sort of manipulation in a sense. I'm not trying to paint religious people as bad guys, but I mean, there is certainly a lot of corruption in the church, for instance.
Popetion. Pedotion.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Oh, God. I apologise to anyone who might be a priest or has been touched by a priest.
Oh, Tom. You should laugh about it, but I mean, it is quite atrocious.
It's a serious issue, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's bad. So I don't even know how we really got onto religion talk, and I know it's a very touchy topic because
it's
I know
about death in life.
there are people out there who are religious, and obviously we're not trying to offend anyone. We're just voicing personal opinion here.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. If you believe in God, then that's completely up to you. That is your own opinion. I am agnostic, I think.
And I'm an atheist.
Zach is
But
atheist.
I read this article the other day that they looked at basically the decline in people who are religious, and they said in 50 years, I think religions are going to become a minority overall.
I think that's probably to link with what I said earlier about whole technology, though, isn't it? Because back in like BC and stuff, obviously they didn't have cars and planes, but they didn't have as much technology as they do now, so they can't say, okay, this is the Big Bang. Let me explain this theory. No, it's all about, oh, he gave light, he gave chocolate, banana, cornflakes.
Yes.
And all of that, it just does.
Yeah.
I think it's best we probably move on now, because I think your topic's is going to be about half an hour long. It's
Possibly, yeah.
almost hitting the halfway mark.
We're at about 20 minutes.
Not sure what.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, I wanted to talk really about recent happenings in the news. And I don't know about you, but I like to follow the news quite a lot.
As much as I can.
Yeah. Well, you may have heard recently, and for those of you outside of the UK, maybe you wouldn't have heard of this, but basically The Guardian is a very well-known newspaper, and the British government basically confiscated and destroyed some of their hard drives containing data in order to prevent them from releasing certain data related to Edward Snowden. And personally, and I think that it's caused a lot of uproar, I think that has way, way overstepped what the government should be there for. And I think my topic really is about, do governments feel like they can get away with too much? And are we, as in, UK government and America, becoming the bad guys? Because in America, there's been a lot of controversy about the NSA and so much other stuff surrounding spying, leaks, and obviously the whole Edward Snowden thing that's blowing up, because obviously he's leaked or is leaking documents that is going to harm the reputation perhaps of the USA, and they don't want that to happen.
So is your question really about, is freedom of speech really that free?
It's sort of, it encompasses a lot of things. It's about, are we becoming repressed? Are we, letting the governments get away with too much? And are our personal freedoms being reduced? Do you have any opinions?
I read a study probably about a year ago. That sort of links in with what you're saying now. It's to do with the concept of cameras. Are they there to sort of prevent crime, or are they to keep an eye on us? It's a sort of same scenario. I think that government is a little bit too powerful.
Okay.
I think there's too much they can do to sort of get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, it might, governments who run countries, they should be scared of the population. The population shouldn't be scared of the government. And the government should be worried that if they step out of line, then they'll be put out of power. I think in the current situation...
That's still manic. If there was no one in power, who would...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, anarchy. Oh, it started, Zach.
There's a lot of stuff going on. And I think, in last month or so, it just looks like, if you were from an outside perspective, it just looks like everything is collapsing. The whole, just everything is just going to shit, basically. You've got mass protests and revolution in Egypt. You've got Greeks who has absolutely no, really ridiculously high unemployment. That's going to shit. America's under so much pressure because of, NSA and spying on its own citizens. The UK is preventing media from having their data, and I think it's all just getting out of hand.
I think that you should just have your freedom of speech. I think it's wrong what they're doing. If I wrote something on my computer, I don't know, if I knew something which I shouldn't have known, I wrote it on my computer, as long as it's on my computer, they shouldn't have access to it or anything like that.
Yeah. It's tough. The thing is, right, for instance, with America and the NSA, they have a system that basically they try and filter so that they can see search terms and things from people who are outside of the USA. But they've only got a 50% sort of guarantee that it could be non-US citizens, and they're supposed to be technically spying, I suppose, on non-US citizens. But because they're only 50% sure that they're looking at non-US citizens, they're ending up spying on their own citizens, and people feel very sort of unnerved by that, I feel. I mean, if you knew that every single move, everything you said, every single thing that you did was being watched, and it could affect you later on down the line, wouldn't that be extremely stressful?
It would. Thinking about it now, there's so much I would have done, and some of the things I have fucking done. It's a bit like that movie, Independence Day. No, that's not the right one. That's with aliens. Enemy of the State with Will Smith. You ever seen that? Damn good film.
No, I don't think I have seen that.
You've not seen that? It's an old film. It's probably like, I don't know, 7 years old or something.
Right.
Leave it down in the comments if you've seen Independence Day or the other Will Smith movie.
Oh, Independence Day.
That's the one with the aliens.
I was going to say, I think maybe I have.
Enemy of the State.
Enemy of the State. I was going to say, you didn't say Independence Day the first time. I've seen that.
Independence Day is good. It's got, what's his name? It's, something Goldberg. Oh.
I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg?
No, not that thing. Jeff Goldblum, is it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, back on topic.
People in the chat talking about the porn ban in the UK. Did you know about that?
Oh, I heard.
It's not so much. It's not banning porn. It's banning. Well, first of all, there's two sort of facets to it. There's one that is basically the government want ISPs in the UK to block porn, not ban it, just block it by default. So that if you want to watch porn, this is under the guise of saving the children, by the way. If you want to look at pornographic content, you have to call your ISP and you have to say, I want to see porn, please.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to sort of like opt in. I remember that.
And it's basically the government, in my opinion here, are wanting to impose these filters, which automatically filter porn websites so that they're not visible, in order to, obviously, they're saying to prevent children from seeing it. And this is done because of the negligence of parents who don't know how to prevent their children from seeing porn. It's very, very simple to install a porn blocker on your PC. Why should the government dictate that by default it should be blocked? Because it's almost like a slippery slope. First they block porn. What's to stop them blocking certain news websites? What's to stop them blocking certain other things that they don't want people to see?
LiveLeak, yeah. LiveLeak is worse than porn.
So
that's got people getting like decapitated on.
Yeah, so
focus on that shit first.
They then have this system in place where they can block it, and yes, it's easy to circumvent. It's very easy to circumvent. You just need a proxy or something like that, and you can get around it. But the fact is that they're putting it there in the first place, and it's an opt-in service. So it's an opt-out service. Automatically, it's going to be there. That's what they want anyway. Whether it's actually fully implemented, I don't know. But they did this.
Sorry, they did this with They've only just done this with. Do you remember Movie 2K?
No.
You know that? Well, Movie 2K. I've been going on that. I mean, I know of that site for about. It's obviously a movie site which you just watch movies on, and I've been watching that for probably about like a year or so. It's just a great site.
Okay.
Obviously, great video quality and everything like that, and they've now blocked that.
Right.
Rather than things which you can, like as I just said with the whole LiveLeak, you can watch people getting their heads cut off and like just completely chopped off. You've been on LiveLeak, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking mental.
I don't like to watch things like that, but
yeah, it's crazy. You can see people like shoot other people in the head. It's absolutely insane, but they want to block movies because it's ruining the industry.
Yeah. So
look what happened to Blockbuster. Fucking Blockbuster.
God, man. But yeah, I think blocking it by default is a bad move, and it's like, well, why should the government be blocking it? Why is it their responsibility to do that? They're saying, oh, we need to stop children from being able to see pornographic content, but at the same time, go to page 3 in the Sun newspaper that anybody can pick up and buy. Go to any magazine that is on the shelf in like every corner shop. In the media, but it's still not, because kids can get their hands on it if they really wanted to. It's not hard.
I think it's the fact that you can't really see too much like hardcore sex, like anal fisting bondage and stuff like that.
But
if you just see some boobs, it's like, well, boobs, man.
But the point is though, that if they wanted to, they could see it. But the media is going to get away with it because the media is linked very closely to the government, in my opinion. Page 3 is still going to have their woman with their boobs out on page 3. But why would that be blocked on the internet then? Why is it suddenly okay to block it on the internet?
No, that's fine on the internet. You can look at them on the internet because it's like soft porn. If it's, as I just said, with the whole like,
yeah, but where do they draw the line? And who decides where the line should be drawn? Do you know what I'm saying?
Stupid people. In my opinion, I don't have a problem with porn whatsoever.
Well, I don't think many people do. They tried to do a survey a while ago. They were asking like samples of people, have you watched porn? Men, mostly. Not one man they could find had said no.
It's good. It's in a sense, it's sort of a rite of passage. It's sort of like, I started watching. I don't want to say this. I was aware of porn back in like primary school, and then through secondary school, it became obviously a lot cooler because.
Cooler.
I don't want to say like, I'm going to identify the time where I started masturbating. Everyone does it now. It's just sort of like the norm, isn't it?
Yes.
Pretty much. And I don't have a problem whatsoever. If I had a child and they sort of came up to me and said, "Oh, Dad, is it okay to watch porn?" I'd be like, "Yes, son. Watch as much porn as you can."
The thing is,
take my wallet.
The thing is, it's all about responsible parenting, in my opinion. Now, it's pretty inevitable that at some stage, if you have a child who is male or even female, that they are going to look at porn. Yeah, it's going to happen. So instead of blocking it and making it like a shunned thing and planting in their mind that it's a bad thing, which it's not, because let's face it, you've done it, I've done it, everybody's done it.
It's live.
Why not just say to them, look, it's not a bad thing. I'll respect your privacy, of course. And, if you want to view it, then be safe about it. And here are maybe one or two sites that aren't going to get you a virus or, compromise your security.
Yeah, and it's a big business as well. It's quite.
Why don't people just be grown up about it? And instead of treating their kids like they have the right to restrict information from them and protect them and shield them from the big bad world out there, they need to teach them.
I agree with Ragan Friggin. More kids need to watch porn. That's not me taking the piss.
He's also the same guy who said fisting a little earlier on.
But it helps them grow. How there's always an awkward lesson in school where it's like, okay, today we're going to talk about sex, and they show you the most fucking awkwardest video imaginable.
God, yeah.
There's like
sex ed in school is bad.
Yeah. There's like a guy walking about with his knob out. There's a girl. There's a woman, and they just sort of like look really happy, like sitting on the table naked.
No natural family sits around naked anymore.
It's fucking wrong. Just show them some porn and be like, okay, look, this is a dick. It's going into the pussy. Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, Tom,
you can hear that a lot.
To be fair, porn is very unrepresentative of how it is in a real relationship. Porn is acting in a sense.
Oh, it's so much more awkward.
And porn is like, people who watch porn and then expect their sexual encounters to be like porn, they're mostly usually wrong, because it's not like that. It's more intimate. It's a lot more close.
Yeah, it's the porn view on it is the guy going like, oh, yeah. And then the girl's like, oh yeah, oh. In real life, it's like. It's so much more awkward.
I think it depends how comfortable you are with your partner, Tom. But
well,
it shouldn't be awkward.
For a while, you can sort of like really get into it and just be like,
I want to read this guy's comment in the chat. Toto, awesome. The simple fact is, I'm Australian and we have a tax on cigarettes. Instead of banning them, they choose to tax them. Most governments, if not all, are worried about money. The more they can get, the better they are. It's the same with this. They will never get rid of magazines or other profitable areas because when there is something to earn from it, there will be a handout to get a piece. Which I think is very true in the sense of the government, who benefit very much from having media relations, are much more likely to let magazines get away with publishing very sexist articles and, you know, the sexualization of women, yet they're very quick to ban porn on the internet because they get no benefit from having that there.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I mean, I've always said, well, looking back on it now, it's not a good idea, but I've always said, like, smoking's bad for you, get rid of it. But then obviously, if you think about it, the business is huge. You can't just put like a fucking shit ton of people out of jobs, and the industry is massive now. And because they can tax it, they're like, oh, it's fine, we get money from it. But as you just said, with the whole porn industry, they get nothing from it. So it's like, yeah, ban the porn. You bastards will not watch another dick slam into a pussy.
Oh, God.
Inception noise. Whoa. I want you to put these Inception noises in, Zach, okay? Real talk. Let's put these in because they'll sound so much cooler. And I want you to also put the one in at the end of the video, okay?
Okay. I'll try. So...
Awesome. Also, sorry, while we're on the topic of porn, let's just go and talk about what your favorite porn is.
And then I want to move on to cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
What?
What's your favorite porn?
How do you specify what a porn is?
What's your favorite porn to watch? For example, are you into bondage? Maybe you like a bit of les-on-les action. Maybe a bit of amateur. A bit of fisting. Is this getting awkward for you?
Quite.
Hey, what would you normally watch then? What would you think is the normal thing for a guy to watch?
I'd say... Now, I've got a slightly opinion on this. I think most guys are going to be very much looking for very sort of tame, very, like, stereotypical kind of porn. You know, most people are going to follow the norm, which is going to be, like, I don't know, standard, very vanilla. And I think the people who are outside of that, I think there's much less of them. But I think as people get older, of course, they're in relationships. And relationships that have been, you know, formed over a long period of time are much more likely to be kinky, in a sense, because... vanilla sex is going to get boring. You can't just stick with the missionary for 25 years and not get bored of it. So people who have been in relationships for a long time are going to be a lot more kinky, but they're also going to be the people who are going to be less likely to watch porn because they're in a relationship.
Someone just said, Zach, smart, talks about general guys rather than himself. Hey, have you ever got some whipped cream before and had a bit of a go with that?
I should be a politician, don't you think?
Answer my whipped cream question.
Answer your own whipped cream question.
I think my cousin's like kinky as fuck. He's into like high-heeled boots and like leather and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm into more just like there's like the vanilla thing, but with a twist.
With the twist. What's the twist? Twist of lemon?
Oh, it can be anything. Anything. You may hear the door open in a minute, and that's because
That's because your mum's coming in to...
My mum's back.
Oh, God,
so
no.
She might. Well, I'll just like mute the mic.
Wait,
so
we're still talking about sex here?
No. I've never.
Oh, no. I was only kidding. That's just wrong, but...
Group sex twist. Yeah! Okay, moving on topics then. We'll talk about sex. Well, if you guys want me to talk about sex in the next one, then I'll follow it up and I'll talk about...
See, this is how we keep them hooked.
Some anal beads and...
all sorts. For yourself?
Myself.
Okay.
It's what I do. At the minute, I'm tied to a radiator. I'm stripped down, naked. I'm just like... I've got a frog on my dick and he's just like... Give me...
Oh, God. That image. I didn't want that image, Tom.
Okay, you can talk about...
I want to talk about cigarettes and alcohol. But, I mean, we talked about alcohol last time.
This is fucking... Oh, my God.
Well, we talked about alcohol last time, but more in the sense of going out and enjoying a drink. I want to talk about the legalization of alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs.
Okay.
There was a bit of talk earlier about tobacco, and I think as well we can sort of lump tobacco and alcohol together. Now, tobacco and alcohol are drugs. You know, caffeine is also a drug, but it's very acceptable. Caffeine is a psychedelic.
Just give me 2 minutes.
It's not a psychedelic.
I'm just going to pop downstairs and just...
Okie doke.
Okay, you
I'll
can
talk
talk to the good people about drugs and stuff. You can get to get a feel of them.
Yeah.
It was weird when I did it in the last episode. So
Okay.
have a good one, Zach. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay.
So I wanted to talk, as I said, about cigarettes and alcohol and whether or not they should be legal in a sense. Now, obviously, as someone pointed out earlier, cigarettes and alcohol make a huge profit for the government because they're so highly taxed. Cigarettes are very, very highly taxed, as is alcohol. And the government makes a lot of money off of them. But people who consume alcohol and who consume cigarettes are very, very, well, they're putting themselves at a lot of risk. Alcohol, for instance, in my opinion, is probably the worst. Now, if you drink responsibly, of course, you're going to be okay. I mean, drinking responsibly is absolutely fine. You know, everyone can enjoy a drink, a cocktail or two. They don't have to get drunk to a massive extent. But there's a lot of culture, especially in the UK, with binge drinking, like sort of binge culture. And it can lead to a lot of big problems. You know, dependence on alcohol, depression, which is a very big side effect of it. And it can also get you in a lot of danger if you're extremely drunk and, you know, you're out in the streets and it's just generally really bad.
Hello.
Ah, you're back.
Hi. Did you do your striptease?
No, I didn't. I was talking
come on,
about
Zach.
I was
I did
talking
one.
about alcohol.
I just had to help with the shopping.
Oh, okay, I see. But my point, I suppose, is that governments would never ever ban alcohol, and I think if they did, it would be a huge uproar because the people like it and they make a lot of money off it. But alcohol is a lot worse for you than, say, marijuana.
Marijuana's bad, Colin. I don't mind marijuana. It's just like, just fucking make it legal because everyone does it now anyway. I don't. I've never smoked, and I've never smoked any drugs or anything. I don't even drink. I'm fucking boring.
Well, you used to drink. You don't drink anymore.
Well, yeah, I used to drink. I used to get fucking, oh my God, blitzed.
Yeah, it's bad for you. It's really bad for you.
It is. Fucking hell, I used to have some mad times. Oh, the flashbacks. Oh my God. But yeah, I think drinking's it's all right in moderation, and a bit of drugs is fine, I guess. As you've said before, caffeine. Well, no, it is.
A bit of drugs. But the thing is,
they prescribe you drugs if you've got like a high anxiety.
yeah, I mean, cannabis is used in medication,
Yeah,
and
because you're down.
I just think, I just think that alcohol, in my opinion, is much worse for you than marijuana is.
Sorry, someone just put Tom the drunk driver
yeah.
in. That was the only. I haven't drank in probably like 2 years, and the only time I would drink would be that. Would be when I used to do the whole drunk driving. On a game, I should say.
Yeah, it wasn't real.
On a game, not in real life.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted to say that, you know, if alcohol is much worse for you than marijuana, I believe. I mean, from what I've read, from what I've seen, and just from general statistics about deaths from marijuana, deaths from alcohol. Now, I wouldn't smoke marijuana if it became legal. But the thing is, if they made it legal, they can control it. They can tax it. And they can make sure that all of this gang culture that revolves around it and the smuggling of it is circumvented. And they can make it so that they can keep a tight leash on it. And then they can, with that regulation, stop all this nonsense about people going to jail because they've smuggled some marijuana and taking up space in jails and all of that. That could all be removed. and it would be
true,
so much
yeah.
better.
They
And
should just fucking legalize it, man.
just legalize it, man.
I would be fine with it. I wouldn't obviously I wouldn't have anything wrong with it. Obviously, the smell is a bit like,
The smell is quite off-putting.
but if people want to do it, then fucking fair enough. If people want to smoke and kill themselves to an extent, then just let them do
the
that.
thing is, though, the government's going to let people drink themselves to death and smoke tobacco until they die, but they won't let them do that with marijuana, which is technically safer.
Oh, the world is fucked, Zach.
It is, and we are
Welcome.
making it right one step at a time, just by talking about it. We're not actually taking action, but
We do fuck off.
we're just talking about
We
it.
just-
Opinions.
If I could change the world, oh my god, the world would be, in fact, probably be a bit insane because I'm a bit crazy if it is.
Well, I was saying this to Hannah the other day. If we were like rulers of this country, it'd be a complete totalitarian dictatorship.
It would be-
Dictatorship? Is that a word?
Dictatorship. Maybe that's some sort of fantasy you and I came up with. Would you like to dick my tatorship?
No. We're off
No.
the porn topic now, Tom.
No. My world would be a bit like the whole Pyro TF2 world, where it's all like
Rainbows
campy.
and
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Lollipops.
Yeah.
But I think we were saying this, that if we were sort of in control of this country, I think just respect for other people would be the number one thing. Just respect people.
You know what I really admire about America? I really love how you can just walk down in the street and you could just say hi to anyone and just have a normal conversation.
I think that depends. But
Well,
I would
most-
say when
most
I went to
people-
America, I did have a good experience with people there. They were very friendly.
They're so nice. They are so nice.
But were you in the ghetto, Tom?
What? No. No.
That's what I'm
just,
saying.
Like in general. Well, if you go to the ghetto and you're like, "Hey man, what's up?" They'll be like, "You know, I'm not bad, man." But if you go down the street in any street in the UK and you say, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" It's like, "What's that pedophile want?"
Yeah, everyone here.
We're such
very
cunts to
closed.
each other. We are such arseholes. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. People are like, "You can't do that in UK." It's not like it's not. It's just like you get criticized for it. If you go down a street and if you see a child doing something wrong and if you're like, "Oh, you know, you shouldn't do that," if someone looks over and sees you, they're like, "Is that pedophile doing?"
Yeah, yeah,
It's pedophile. You get fucking stereotyped so easily.
you do.
Those Brits are assholes.
We are. We're complete dicks. But the thing is, right? I was actually walking. I live like across from the train station. It's a 2-minute walk from my house. And I got off a train, and there was a guy who was on the same train as me, and he got off the train pretty much just in front of me, and we walked in the same direction down the same street, and he just turned around and he goes, "Do you know what I find is weird? Two guys walking the same way, and we didn't even we didn't speak to each other, and we ended up talking." And it was like, yeah, it is kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, why not? I mean, we both turned out to be, we're both nice guys, and we ended up talking, just like random stranger on the street. I didn't like speak to him after that or anything. I didn't like get his number, but
Oh God! It's just like, yeah, okay. Do you want to? Are you going this way?
But
yeah.
do you know
Let's
what I
use
mean?
The alley.
people will happily walk in. They'll be in their own little bubble, and they will just walk, and they'll be very scared or afraid to talk to people in passing comment. But this guy was like, "Oh, hey, do you think that's weird?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is a bit weird. You know, what's
It is
stopping
strange,
us
yeah.
from just saying hi?"
I would love to just talk to everyone. I wouldn't get anywhere because I just like stop and talk to people every day. But
Yeah.
I would just love to talk to people.
Yeah.
Because I like to see what people think and stuff. I like to get into people's heads. And I sort of enjoy hearing what other people have to think about the world and life in general. I would
Yeah.
love to do that. But you can't do that in the UK. Well, I guess you can't really do that in any... Can you? Any city? What's the nicest place you can go?
In
Which
what?
people-
In England?
In anywhere.
Oh, anywhere.
Anywhere that people are just sort of like so nice to you.
I'd say places that have a somewhat smaller community. I think you're right about big cities in the fact that people in big cities are much more likely to just, they've got places to be, they've got things to do, no time for anyone else, just go, go, go. I think if you're in a small community, like for instance,
Oh, if you're sort of like close knit, yeah.
if you're like in a small village in rural Britain, which I don't think many exist anymore because they've all grown to big sizes. For instance, if you were in a village of like a population of 1,000, maybe less, maybe 500, then I think everyone would be fairly close knit and it would be much more friendly.
I would love that. I would love to just move to the countryside and live with like all these nice people.
Your bros.
And we would have such strange orgies.
Oh, Tom.
God. Oh, no.
Why are we back on this?
I don't know.
You've got something on your mind, clearly.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think in smaller communities, but, you have a community, like a physical community, in the sense of this is the community in, like, I don't know, London. This is the community in Syston. This is the community in all these different villages. What about online communities? Can they count?
Well, what do you mean?
Online communities, like, would they count as like a community that you could put in sort of on par with people in like a physical community?
I don't think so. Because you wouldn't. Are you suggesting like if you go into a chat room and just talk to people?
Yeah, I mean, like online, you talk to people online, don't you? Like if you're playing games and stuff.
I think it's different because if you're just walking down a street, you have a purpose of walking down a street. You're trying to get to somewhere, and obviously you're going to block people out. But if you're in a chat room, you obviously want to talk to people. If you're on a game, you're going to have to talk to some people.
Yeah,
it's different in its
I suppose.
sense, but that can be correlated with, say, if you're in like a sport, in like a gym.
Yeah,
Because you could talk to people easily there, because you're both in the same place. You're both like, I don't know, working out and stuff.
yeah, gotta get fit. How you doing?
It's like, have you seen my biceps?
That reminds me of Ben.
Oh God,
Ben.
that's not an accurate representation of people who go gym.
No.
It's more like this.
But that's the thing, like, as Pete said in the chat, people are people. If anything, find people with similar interests and you'll be able to open up to them. You
Really
can't expect... The thing is, I think people put these filters in their lives to make things easier for them. The thing is, when you're walking down the street, there's so many different people who have different interests. You don't know if they're going to have the same interests as you. So you save yourself some time by just walking past everyone and just, you're not out there to meet people. You're out there to get done what you want to do. Now, if you're in the mood, if you want to meet people, you put yourself in a situation where you're going to be with people of similar interests, and then you get rid of those filters. Don't you think?
Yeah. I do. I was thinking, I just had a bit of a read of the comments, which is why I just sort of closed up then.
Yeah.
What you just said, the most of the people I sort of meet or would meet always just go like, oh, did you watch the game last night? Did you just talk about football and that?
Did you see that ludicrous display last night?
I'm not fucking interested whatsoever in football. I don't want to talk to you about football. It may be a big part of your life, but it's not a big part in my life.
Yeah.
If you do want to fucking talk to me.
And then that's the filter. You don't like football. They love football. You don't get on. You will not connect. The majority of people in the UK do like football.
I think that's why football's such a main thing, because they just automatically assume like, oh, he's a guy, he likes football, he likes drinking, he likes shagging a bunch of women. No, we're not all like that.
No, we're not. But I don't think that's the majority.
No, it is. In Britain, at least.
Maybe. It depends.
It depends what part you are, what part you go to, actually. If you're in sort of a...
I guess so.
Like a poverty-stricken place.
Football's all we've got, man.
It sort of is. I mean, they don't... It's just like pub, football, shag a bird. Pub, football, shag a bird.
Knew that was going.
Yeah. It doesn't piss me off. It just sort of annoys me sometimes because I just don't like fucking football.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Mitchell and Webb skit about football? Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I
that's
fucking
funny.
love Mitchell and Webb.
They're brilliant.
See, why can't people just talk about that? Like, they've just come up to you and go, "Oh, like, do you like Mitchell and Webb? Mitchell and Webb, yeah, I do.
Pretty good.
I like.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Tom. That's then saying that if you go up to someone who likes football and start talking to them about
it's
Mitchell
the
and
same
Webb,
thing.
it's just in reverse, isn't it?
It's the same thing. I think we need something which everyone can relate to, which is why I think most people open up with like, "Oh, nice weather we're having today,"
Yeah.
or something which
Britons
is.
are obsessed with the weather.
It's because it's always shit, and the one day it is good, it's too fucking warm. Fuck off then. I get pissed off with that.
Oh, it's cold out, isn't it? Looks like it's gonna rain. Do you think it's gonna rain? Yeah, it might rain.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's gonna rain. It might rain. Oh, it ain't half muggy though. Ooh. Oh, it's
hell.
too fucking hot. I get so pissed off when people just take, like, they ask for nice weather for about, oh fuck's sake, like for the entire year, and the one day the sun comes out, it's, oh fucking shit, it's way too warm. I've got to wear like no clothes now because I'm sweating out my cunt.
Exactly.
This may have happened to me before.
So we've just established through this stream, as Idle Beaver just said, porn is a great way to open up a conversation with someone.
Yes.
So instead of saying, "Oh, weather's a bit shit today, innit? Oh, have you seen the fucking rain all week? What a letdown." Then instead of doing that, you just go up to someone and say, "Hey, what's your favourite porn site?" Instakarma.
It could be. I've got obviously the list of three. Three's always the best number. Pornhub, YouPorn, RedTube.
Right.
All good. Check them out. www.pornhub.com.
Oh God, Tom.
Just gonna link.
The thing is now, if you're in the UK, this video may be blocked because we are providing information about porn, and the viewers could be under 18. So yeah.
Look, okay, how many? Okay, if you guys in the comments know any other porn sites, just like link them in now. Just fucking
like,
spam the
spam
fuck
it.
with them. Like we've already got My Free Cams, we've got
Beeg.
GayTube,
XNXX,
Beach?
GayTube,
Beach? What's Beach?
Beeg.
What is this? Fucking, I don't know.
I don't know.
Xvideos.com. You can actually find some
Xhamster,
X videos.
Hentai Tube.
Oh my god,
RedTube.
hentai.
We're just
Hentai
reading them out.
porn.
Paris
Oh my
porn
god,
movies.
these people know everything.
Triple X stash.
XXX
You just. What have we started?
Oh
Poop
no!
porn. Eat your soup.
Eat your stew! Oh, poop porn.
I'm worried.
Oh.
No. I hope these are actually not real. I'm not clicking on them, but
I'm not going anywhere near them, especially Xhamster. What could that possibly be about? Don't see. No. We know. Oh, 2 girls, 1 cup. Oh my god.
ZakNaked.com.
Oh fucking hell.
Oh, what have we
What has this
started?
gone? We started on such a nice. Well, in fact, no, we started on death.
Death, yeah.
Well, we started quite normal, and now we're just going batshit insane with all these porn sites, and I've not stopped swearing.
The viewers have just gone from.
They've gone from nice people to like, let's fucking spam them with porn.
We did encourage that.
Yeah, I guess I just did. Like, link all your porn sites. Fanny Porn Tube. is that like fannyporntube.com?
Oh God.
You're just trying it out. Fish butt.
Oh God. I've gone lightheaded now, but what a way to end things on.
Oh my god. Okay, so to sum it up, we've talked about life and death. We've talked about porn. We've talked about alcohol and cigarettes. We've talked about freedom of speech and rights. And you very nice people in the comments have given us some very nice porn to check out later on. And if there was any way that I could say thank you, I would.
Okay. That's
This is such
really
a weird thing.
freaky.
Oh, by the way, one last thing. It was such a freaky thing. Don't forget to add these fucking Inception noises in. If you don't add them in, I'm going to be very upset with you, Zach.
I probably won't.
I may have to give you the shocker.
I probably won't. Because I upload this straight to YouTube from Twitch. I don't want to have to upload it to YouTube, download it from YouTube, add the noises, and then upload it to YouTube again.
Come on.
Not got time, man. Busy person.
Oh.
I got porn to watch.
Well, that's true. The people have to just imagine it. Striptease. Oh, video striptease. Yeah, striptease.
No, it's not happening.
We have to do a striptease, Zach.
No.
We have to end it with a striptease.
See you later, guys. Thanks for watching
No.
Zero Hour. I've been Zach. I've been joined by Tom. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode.
Oh, you like nipples? What about some cream on those bad boys?